This river has two very different colors. Have you seen anything like this before? Stay tuned to find out why it's like that. Coming up next.
Bonjour, this is Ken and welcome to my channel, Ken Travels 360. Today we are going to visit Geneva, Switzerland's second largest city. It's probably the most famous French-speaking city of Switzerland.
Normally, when you think about Geneva, the main attractions that comes to people's minds are Chateau and the Flower Clock. Yes, we'll visit them, but before that, I'm gonna take you to an interesting place first that not many people have heard of.
Hello, we're here at Pointe de la Jonction. There is an interesting phenomenon here where two rivers mix together. On the left is the River Arve and on the other side is River Rhone. What is interesting about it is that when they mix together, they don't immediately combine, but it stays separated, resulting in a two-tone river color consisting of the green color of River Rhone and grey-brown color on this other side from River Arve. The reason they don't mix together because the temperature of the waters in the two rivers are very different from each other. The waters from the River Arve comes from a nearby glacier and the water is quite cold and it has a lot of silt. Whereas on the other side, the River Rhone, it also comes from a glacier, the Rhone Glacier, but it's further away and it passes into Lake Geneva first, so it has a lot of time to clear up. And by the time it reaches here, it's much clearer green color. So at Pointe de la Jonction, there are lots of locals, sunbathing and swimming in the river as well. They also have canoe and kayaks to rent here as well. And these are the prices.
After this memorable site at Pointe de la Jonction, we are ready to move on to the next attraction.
We're now on our way to Cerne. The first lane is plus 23. Geneva is a global city due to the presence of numerous international organizations. It has the United Nations office, the headquarters of the World Trade Organization, the WHO and the Red Cross, to name a few. Right now, we're at CERN, which is another famous organization in Geneva. So they invented the internet and they're also famous for the Large Hadron Collider. So this year is the 10-year anniversary of the discovery of the Higgs boson. They have a range of display here talking about its significance and how they discover it. The main thing is that they need to use the Large Hadron Collider to discover it.
We were originally hoping to do a guided tour, but it was impossible to get a ticket without wasting a lot of vacation time. So you cannot pre-book the guided tours, which are free. Reservation for these tours only opened an hour before the tour, and the tour was limited to just 12 people. And when you reach the front of the queue, the next tour will already be sold out. Therefore, if you really want to do the tour, you have to continue to stay in line for another hour or so, until the reservation for the next tour is open.
So as we can't do the guided tour, we'll do the exhibition. So the Large Hadron Collider is actually along a big circle. I think 23 kilometers or something like that. This is the airport, and I think CERN is around here, and the whole Large Hadron Collider span across France and Switzerland.
And they are helped by more than 6,000 corrector magnets, which are basically correcting the imperfections of the main magnets.
So there is an outdoor area with some maybe old colliders or equipments lying around. So this is the Globe of Science and Innovation. Inside there is an exhibition, Universe of Particles. Let's go inside to check it out. Here, CERN is constructing the portal of the science. It will be ready next year. You see all the construction around.
Right, after CERN, it's time to head to the city center.
First glimpse of Chateau. Here we are at one of the main square in Geneva. This is Place de Neuve. Around this square there are lots of prominent buildings. Over there behind me is the National Theatre. You can see on top of it is a tragedy comedy. So behind me is the Raff Museum, dating back to 1860. It's one of the oldest museums in Geneva. What is spectacular is the Roman columns in the facade. Okay, this is the Mur de Réformateurs.
Built in the Parc des Bastions against the original city wall erected in the 16th century, the Reformation Wall was constructed in 1909 to mark the 400th anniversary of John Calvin's birth. The monument contains statues of statesmen, pioneers, and protectors of the Reformation. And in the center, you have the four great preachers.
So the four reformers are here: Pharaoh, Calvin, Beza, and then Knox.
They all wear the robe of Geneva and hold the Little People's Bible.
This is the Place Boule-de-Fou. It's a famous square in Geneva. It's full of cafes and bars. It's always happening here. From Place de Boule-de-Fou, if you go left, you will get into Rue de l'Hôtel de Ville. From here, we can walk to the cathedral. I like all these flags draped along this road. We're at the State Archive of Geneva. There are some beautiful mosaics around and quite a few cannons protecting them from the French. Cathedral Saint-Pierre, which is Geneva's main cathedral, is predominantly Gothic with an 18th century neoclassical facade. It's one of the most visited monuments of Geneva. It attracts around 400,000 visitors annually. I think these are Protestant cathedrals, and as a result, it's very understated. And here's the organ. So in the cathedral, in order to get up to the towers, you get a ticket over there, and then you walk along to this side, and then a self-service entry system. You just use the QR code on your ticket to scan yourself in. Inside the cathedral, 96 steps spiral up to the northern tower, offering a fascinating glimpse at the cathedral architectural construction. So halfway through the climb of the southern towers, you can have a little break and have a look at the bells. It's amazing to see them up close like this. On the other side, you can see other parts of the cathedral. The steps of the southern tower is even narrower and steeper. Right, the first glimpse of Chateau. There's another tower over there, so we'll go around there to see Chateau closer. So it turned out that we did go up the south tower. To go to the north tower, you have to go back to this level, and then you do a left turn here. It's very hidden by the pillars. Left turn here. Oh wow. Here it is finally. On the north tower, you can see the beautiful chateau from here. Wow.
Now, if you enjoyed this video so far, please give me a thumbs up. This will really help the channel grow, as YouTube will then spread the video to more viewers. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to my channel with notifications enabled. This way, you will be notified whenever I release a new video.
So just before we exit the cathedral, we stumble upon the chapel of the Maccabees. It is situated on the south flank of the cathedral and was built between 1400 and 1405 in a flamboyant Gothic style. This is Rue de Rome. It's famous for having lots of expensive shops. So here we are, behind us is the floral clock. This is probably the most photographed clock in Geneva. It's made of thousands of flowers, and in this sunshine it's looking really amazing. Wow, look at that. Hopefully you can see in the video as well the rainbow color at the bottom of Chateau. This is absolutely amazing. When landing by plane, this lakeside fountain is usually the first dramatic glimpse of Geneva.
The 140-meter tall structure shoots up water with incredible force to create a sky-high plume, and is one of Geneva's most famous landmarks.
The first chateau was installed in 1886, a little further downstream from its present location. It was used as a safety valve for a hydraulic power network and could reach a height of about 30 meters at that time. In 1891, its aesthetic value was recognized and it was moved to its present location to celebrate the 600th anniversary of the Swiss Confederation, when it was operated for the first time. Its maximum height was about 90 meters. The present chateau was installed in 1951 in a partially submerged pumping station to pump lake water instead of city water. Over here, this is the bridge, Pont de Mont Blanc. It connects both sides of the lake. Wow, look at the chateau goes. Geneva is located at the southwestern end of Lake Geneva, or as the local Genoa would call it, Lake Leman. This is a Mouette. There are 4 Mouette lines which facilitates easy crossing of the lake. As recommended in many guidebooks, this is one of the best places to have gelato in Geneva, Gelatomania. Pistache, caramel, oui. Noix de pécan et chocolat passion, s'il vous plaît. See, oui. Here's the gelato.
After the gelato, we decided to go back to the hotel to enjoy the executive lounge and the swimming pool. If you would like to watch the video for the review of the hotel, click on the link above or at the end of the video. After that, we took the train to get back to the city center for dinner.
So for dinner, we're gonna go to Dalmatio restaurant.
So I ordered spaghetti carbonara.
The dinner that I've ordered has arrived. It's the linguine al frutti di mare. It's basically the seafood linguine. Bon appetit. So we just finished dinner and it's still dusk. It's not quite dark yet. So we're gonna go to the chateau to see it being lit. So even though I'm still quite far away from it, I am already feeling the spray from chateau. It's probably about 100-200 meters away. So we're on the bus now, getting back to the hotel. So let's talk about public transport. If you stay in a hotel in Geneva, you will be issued a card like this. They basically give you free public transport during the time you stay in Geneva. With that, you can pretty much go anywhere in Geneva, including taking the train between the airport and the city center. The transport here is very good, so there is no need to have a car while you are in Geneva. But beware though, the transport network, the frequency becomes much less frequent when it is at night time. So do pay attention to that.
And we have come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching this video. Abianto